And welcome back to the Spokane Convention Center. We're here for wheelchair basketball, sponsored by HP. And it's been a pretty good one so far. The orange team taking on the ash team. The ash team, however, has jumped out to a pretty big lead. They now lead 34-24 as we get ready for second half action. Looking at a little bit of first half stats. For the ash team, Booker Foster, 18 points. Diego Suazo, 12 points. The rest of the team, only 4 points combined.
Yeah, Booker and Suazo definitely had the floor, that command of the floor during the first half.
They had that one little move that Foster would draw the defense to the right side and then dump it down to the block on the left side for Suazo. He was wide open every time.
Orange became a little bit too concerned with Booker's game and let Suazo move into the paint.
For the orange team, Jimmy May leads the orange team with 10 points. So we're ready for second half action. Ash team leading 34-24.
Jimmy got probably 10 of those in the first 10 minutes of the half. So Orange has got to find a way to get him back with the ball.
Suazo from the free throw line, that shot is off. And rebound picked up in the corner by David Wolf, who's in the game for the first time tonight. Coleman over to Jackson, good ball movement, but he can't hit the shot. So to start the second half, the Ash team sends out Jackson, Foster, Coleman, Suazo, and Wolf. As Foster gets the steal, going up to the basket, he puts it in.
Nice finish.
He had a good pump fake that time, brought it back down, and then put it back up and in.
And we're seeing Ash come back out in the full court press again.
That really bothered the orange team at the end of the first half. Patricia Labar gets that ball stripped by Jackson from behind. Jackson over to Foster. He dishes over to Suazo, got the momentum going, he can't hit the shot. It almost looked like Foster could have taken that shot himself, but he decided to dish it off. Pass controlled by May. Dishes down low, good pass that time, but he's not able to hit the shot. That was Ramon Calderon missing that time.
Foster again uses his speed to get into the paint.
And a 3-second violation whistled.
Didn't use his speed to get back out, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I've noticed about Booker Foster is how quickly he can go, especially considering the rules of wheelchair basketball. You have to dribble for every 2 pushes of the chair you have, and he can still fly down the floor. You
can tell he's a baller. You know, it's you get accustomed to the mechanics of that push, but it takes some time. He's obviously played some ball.
Here's Patricia Labar on the left side, trying to go up against Wolf. May being double teamed that time by Foster and Coleman. Murphy dishes inside to Calderon, throws it up. Whistle and another 3-second violation. This time it's on the orange team, and we're going back the other way. Ash team leads 36-24.
Burnt had the position in the paint. They just couldn't get the ball into him in time.
Here's Wolf going towards the basket. Late defense by Murphy. No chance to catch him. Wolf puts it in, his first points of the game. Murphy and Calderon are in the paint. Pass over to Calderon, picked off by Suazo. Good outlet pass to Foster. May trying to catch him. Let's see what happens. Foster going to the hoop, puts it up. No, gets his own rebound. Burt goes down in a heap. The shot is good by Foster that time. Andy Burnt came over to try to defend. Looked like their wheels got caught up. Burnt went down pretty hard.
As hot as Booker's been, he's had a little bit of trouble with those bunnies. Luckily, he's been able to corral his own rebound on a couple and finish it off.
Seems like he's had a little bit more success when he's able to hit those set shots rather than having to go forward on the fast break with his momentum carrying him towards the basket.
Vernon missed a lot of time in the first half. It'd be a shame if he had to come out at this point. early on in the second.
Andy Burnt still on the ground right now. Got some volunteers out there trying to help him back up as we have timeout on the floor. Andy Burnt, if you remember, he's a tough guy. In the weightlifting competition last year, he bench pressed 400 pounds. He's back up in his chair, looks to have a pretty good look on his face, looks to be okay. Andy Burnt, Air Force veteran out of Tampa, Florida. This is his second year attending the wheelchair games. As we mentioned last year, he bench pressed that 400 pounds in the weightlifting competition. He's in a few different events this year. In addition to basketball, he's also in the weightlifting again, and why not? He's also in softball, table tennis, and discus.
Looks like he's shaking off any substitution. He's going to be staying in.
He's a tough guy, staying in the game, Andy Burnt.
Orange made a substitution during that to bring Peter Moore and his speed back in. Let's see if that's to offset the press, and heck, Ash has pulled the press off.
So Jimmy May controls the basketball for the Orange team, who trail 40-24. Weaving his way into the key. May flips it over to Burnt, but that one's picked off. Ash team trying to get numbers right now. Suazo gets caught up. Foster flips it to Jackson, takes his time and puts it in.
Nice unselfish play there on Booker's part.
Well, Foster had 18 points in the first half, but it looks like he wants to be more of a distributor here in the second half. He's had good looks at shots, but he's given it up to his teammates.
Maybe he's thinking triple-double.
Could be. You know, officially the stat keepers across the way are only keeping points, so we might not know officially whether or not he gets to that double-digit assist or rebound mark. Such a shame, too, considering the game he's having. He might well get it. 42-24, the Ash team leads it. They're looking to make it a 20-point ball game on this possession. Suazo gets a good pick from Wolf. His shot is off. Grabbed by Foster. He puts it up and in.
Left-handed finish on that one.
He's putting on a show out there. Weaving around, dishing to his teammates, now shooting left-handed. And the Ash team is out to a 20-point lead. They lead 44-24. Coleman reaching in that time, but May able to keep that ball out of his reach. Orange team starting to slow it down. Good dish into the paint to LeBar, and a foul going to be whistled on Paul Jackson as he came over with the help defense. The Orange team has a lot of work to do if they want to try to come back from this 20-point deficit. But we've seen some comebacks so far in these wheelchair games as Burnt is inside. His shot doesn't drop.
Orange definitely needed that one.
No one is checking Suazo. Good dish off to Foster, and he puts it in. We saw that in the first half from Foster to Suazo. Now they're on the reverse end. This time it's Booker Foster who gets the bucket off a great pass.
Excellent point. Suazo had done exactly as Booker had been and drove the ball into the paint. Defense collapsed on him, and it was an easy dish.
Foul whistled on Kevin Coleman as he bumps Jimmy May. 22-point lead for the Ash team. It's hard to believe this was a close game early on.
Ash just took control of it at about 10-minute mark of the first half, and it doesn't look like they're going to relinquish that.
The Orange team has had a lot of trouble scoring. Still looking for their first points here in the second half, nearly 6 minutes into it. Nice whipping pass into Burnt. He finds LeBar. She's surrounded by 3 players. Foul is going to be whistled on Kevin Coleman.
That's 2 quick ones on Coleman.
So Michael Murphy will inbound underneath the basket. Orange team still looking for their first points of the half. May gets a great pick that time from Lucreta Gale. Shot is up from Burnt. Doesn't go. Here's Foster again, using that speed of his. Great bounce pass to Wolf. Puts it up. Got it!
Excellent play.
Beautiful bounce pass from Booker Foster. He's making it look easy.
Big smile on his face tells you that was sweet to get that pass. "48-24, the Ash team leads right now. Ball poked away by Kevin Coleman, but right there to retrieve it is May. Tries to find LeBar in the paint. That ball is poked away. It's going to be Gale who tracks it down. Looks like a traveling violation called, if I believe so. Referee had his back to me. I couldn't see what his official hand motion was. Yes, it was.
So 48-24 lead for the Ash team. It's been all Booker Foster and Diego Suazo in this one, but Foster especially has just been making things look easy. We mentioned earlier that at some point Foster's going to have to come out of the game, and we wondered whether or not that's going to affect the Ash team, but I think at this point when he does come out, it's going to be for good with the huge lead that the Ash team has right now. Foster lobs it into Jackson, puts it up, no good. Foul going to be whistled on Michael Murphy, so Paul Jackson going to be heading to the line.
It's great in the second half with the command firmly on Ash's side. I think Booker's looking to get all of his teammates involved and active in the game, which will serve them well as they move through the tournament.
Paul Jackson at the free throw line. His first attempt is good. Paul Jackson, they call him Jacko, out of Great Britain. He's competing in basketball, air guns, discus, javelin, and softball this week at the National Veterans Wheelchair Games. Second shot doesn't drop, but Booker Foster's right there. He can't convert on the second chance.
Again, he went to his left hand on that, though.
Foster tapped it over to Jackson that time. Loose ball to the floor, and Jimmy May comes down with it. Here's Kevin Patton on the left side. Dumps it inside to Gale. On the move. Her shot doesn't go.
First time Orange had numbers in quite a while.
And a foul called on Jimmy May, bumping Booker Foster that time. Ash team leads 49-24, 12:46 remaining here in the second half. The Orange team still hasn't scored a point. (15-0) run to start this half for the Ash team. Jackson able to pick that one up after losing it for a moment, but can't get the shot to go. Orange team still looking for their first points. Has it been anything particular they've been doing on offense that's been causing them to have so much trouble?
They've had actually 4 or 5 good looks and haven't been able to get the ball in. Just there, another good look at the basket, just unable to convert.
That was Lucreta Gale not able to hit that shot.
And that 12-14 footer that Jimmy May was hitting in the first half, Ash has completely taken that opportunity away from him here in the second.
So May will inbound underneath the basket. Patton lobs it into Burnt, keeps it high over his head, banks it home. First points of the second half for the Orange team come from a bank shot from Andy Burnt. The lead is now 49-26 in favor of the Ash team, 12 minutes remaining. Here's Suazo, long shot that time, rattles home.
He does like that baseline.
He's had success there this entire ball game, and Booker Foster's been doing a great job of finding him. So a 25-point lead for the Ash team with 11.5 minutes remaining. Ball goes out of bounds. Ash team will get it back.
I think they're giving Jimmy May a timeout, a heads-up play on his part. Right as he was crossing out of bounds, he made the call. The official saw it. They're giving him the timeout.
Smart play there from Jimmy May, knowing his momentum was carrying over the sideline. 51-26 is our score. 11.5 minutes remaining in this one. The Ash team has looked absolutely dominant in this one, and in no small part due to the efforts of Booker Foster. He has done everything out there.
Been scoring, assisting, gotten a few steals and rebounds. He has definitely had a complete game. Now, the offense that Orange just scored a minute ago with Burnt on the inside is probably about the only opportunity they'll have to get any closer.
What do you need?
One thing Foster's been doing a great job in this one has just been passing the ball here in the second half. In the first game that we did last night, it seemed like most of the passes were coming off of lobs just to make sure they got him over the crowd of bodies and chairs in the middle of the paint. But Booker Foster's been doing a great job of whipping bounce passes around defenders and chest passes straight to his teammates. He's been making it look easy out there.
And probably it's just the amount of getting more time on the floor. You start to get comfortable with the angles, and you're able to gauge the speed of your teammates a little bit better, so you know where those openings will be.
So the Ash team leads 51-26, 11:29 remaining in this one. Shot is up and in. Only the second field goal of this second half for the Orange team.
Another time where Burnt was able to get about 8 feet and bank it in.
He's starting to take advantage of his size right now, but you have to wonder if it's going to be too little too late. Here's Wolf with Patton in his face. Shot doesn't go, rebound to the floor. Both teams fighting for it, and they say that the Ash team is going to control.
Tough break for Orange on that one. They wanted the opportunity to get down and score another basket.
Substitution into the game, Michael Murphy coming back in. He was over near us a few moments ago, I believe getting a wheel changed.
They got a bend axle. That can happen sometimes just from the weight and a few collisions out there. Those axles are strong, but the players are stronger.
Here's Foster, fires up a 15-footer, no good. Rebound to Patton. Kevin Patton controlling the ball for the Orange team, who trails 51-28. There's May, he gets a couple of picks now, trying to go back the other way.
Yep. That 3-second call was coming. Burnt's working to get into that key, but unfortunately he was sandwiched in by a couple of Ash players, could not get back out.
So as we head the other way, the Ash team looking to build on their lead. It's 51-28 at the moment. Good bounce pass to Jackson, but he sends it back out to Foster. Long distance shot, no good. Boy, even after as long as Foster's been in the game, those passes still look crisp, doesn't show any signs of fatigue.
He's definitely on his game this morning.
Here's Gale up underneath, but she can't hit the basket. Lob pass to Suazo, going up against Patton, can't get it to go. There's the long outlet pass from Burnt. But it's Foster who chases it down, going between two Orange team players and picking up the basketball.
Frustration foul there from Jimmy May.
It's the one thing the Orange team always has to be aware of, just how fast Booker Foster is. It looked for sure like Jimmy May or Lucreta Gale were going for that loose ball, and for a second it looked like they might have got it, but out of nowhere it seems, Booker Foster just came rolling up, got right past him. Passes inside to Kevin Coleman, but he can't hit the shot. And Byrne with the next rebound. (51-28) is our score with 9.5 minutes remaining in this ball game.
Looking to get the ball into Jimmy Burnt.
High lob inside to Burnt. He corrals it at the last moment, puts it up, can't get it to go. Gale with the offensive rebound, but her pass goes off the wheel of Michael Murphy and out of bounds.
Orange got exactly what they were hoping for there, just could not convert.
Passes inside to Foster. Patton is in his face, but it doesn't matter. Booker Foster is on a roll in this one. He banks that one home. Ash team continues to build on their lead. 53-28 is our score now. See what the orange team tries to do here. They send Burnt down the paint, but they can't find him. He's still parked in there. He's got to be careful to avoid a 3-second violation. Poked, seemed to hurt his shoulder there. Calls timeout. Kevin Coleman reached in from behind to try to poke that ball away. Burnt had to stretch very far back to try to get it. He might have pulled something as he was reaching for that basketball. Definitely hurt that right shoulder. Andy Burnt's been having it rough this entire ball game.
Doesn't look like this time he's going to be able to stay on the floor, though. It looks like he's signaling he's going to want the substitution.
He had to stretch very far back that time to try to get there. Might have extended a muscle, pulled something in his shoulder, so he's going to come out of the ball game right now. That's too bad. Andy Burnt's been having a great game in this one. He scored the only 2 buckets of the second half for the orange team, but he leaves with that injured shoulder, and we have a timeout on the floor.
Orange had been making a concentrated effort to get the ball into him in the paint, so it'll be interesting to see what offensive answers they can come up with now.
They haven't had anything on offense so far this second half. Jimmy May scored 10 points for them in the first half. I don't think he's even taken a shot here in the second half.
I do not believe he has. The Ash defense has extended on him and made sure that he hasn't been able to get that shot that was falling for him in the first half.
The one offensive look that the orange team seemed to have been going for has been dumping it down low to Burnt and having him try to use his size advantage to put it up over the defenders. But with him having that injured shoulder, he might be leaving the game for good here.
I think Ash is breaking their huddle with the momentum of a team that has a very good feeling they have this game under control.
So the Ash team sends out a lineup of Foster, Suazo, Wolf, Jackson, and Khalees comes in for the second time this game. So the orange team is going to take the ball out underneath the basket. Into the ball game for the orange team, Ramon Calderon.
And another turnover from Orange.
Nothing is going their way, and with one of their best players on the bench, you have to think it takes the wind out of their sails.
That and a glance at the scoreboard will do it.
Absolutely. 53-28 is our score. The Ash team has led it most of the way. The orange team tied it a couple of times in the first half, but it's been all Ash since midway through the first half or so as that pass goes out of bounds.
Ash responded with a turnover of their own, so let's see what Orange can mount on offense.
It's Jimmy May, Michael Murphy, Ramon Calderon, Lucreta Gale, and Kevin Patton for the orange team. Patton looking inside, finds Gale, flips it up, can't get it to drop. Here comes Booker Foster. He's been in this entire ball game.
3-on-1 break.
Nice pass over to Suazo. He dishes it to Jackson. Ball poked away, and looks like Patton has the interception.
Nice job keeping chair position from Patton on that. He had the numerical disadvantage, but came up with the ball.
Calderon with his first shot of the game. That one doesn't go. Here comes Booker Foster again. He's the facilitator. No look pass over to Paul Jackson, and he puts it in. Booker Foster is just toying with the orange team right now. No look passes, bounce passes, whipping passes around opponents. He knows this game is well in hand, and he's just trying to have fun out there.
And it certainly looks like he is. Big smile on his face right now.
55-28 is our score. Just about 6.5 minutes remaining in this one. Here's May. His first shot of the second half goes out of bounds. Air ball that time. Probably a little bit of rust from the fact that he hasn't taken a shot in a long time.
Indeed, it's unfortunate that they were able to take that away from Orange. That and the loss of Burnt has certainly made that offensive go stagnant.
Andy Burnt over there on the sideline. He has an ice pack that he's been putting on his shoulder a little bit. So it doesn't look like he's coming back in this one.
And with the 27-point disadvantage, probably a wise move to keep him out.
Rebound to the floor. Jackson and Murphy are going towards it, but it's Foster who comes out of nowhere again, using that speed of his. Dumps it inside, tries to get it to Jackson, poked out of bounds. Last touched by Jackson, so it's going to be orange team ball.
I guess it shouldn't come as a surprise that Booker was the one that ended up chasing that ball down.
Yeah, he's just been all over the place. You think eventually you just want to take a rest and say, all right, guys, take it from here. 5 minutes left, go ahead and win this ball game. I'm going to sit on the bench, get a drink of water for a while, but he's stayed in it this whole game. Gale's shot doesn't go. Patton with the rebound, fighting for it with Suazo. Suazo takes it away. Suazo throws it up court to Foster. Flips it up, doesn't go. Paul Jackson going for the rebound against Jimmy May. Ball is poked though. Suazo now going for it. Gale is there as well, and it's Gale who comes up with it. But that one goes out of her hands. Now fighting for it are Patton and Wolf. Jump ball finally going to be called. But somebody grease up the ball out there? Nobody able to keep their hands on it.
Sometimes you get to the last 5 minutes of a ball game, and especially with the score being as it is, then things can get a little bit sloppy.
Well, check it out. Andy Burnt coming back into the ball game. He went out with a shoulder injury a few moments ago, but he comes back in. Ramon Calderon is out. Peter Moore is also in for the orange team. So Andy Burnt, my apologies. Looking to tough it out through the end of this one. 5 minutes remaining. He's going to play even despite that sore shoulder. Murphy puts it up and in. Just the 6th point of the half for the orange team. Comes off of the shot of Michael Murphy. Suazo up against Peter Moore. That shot doesn't go, but Booker Foster right there. His shot doesn't drop. Fast break opportunity for the orange team. Kevin Patton going up against Paul Jackson.
Nice recovery on Jackson's part.
Patton gets a screen from Peter Moore. Flips it back over in the general direction of Moore and Michael Murphy. It's Murphy who comes up with it. 55-30 is our score. They tried to lob it into Burnt. He can't control it. Patton keeps it in play, but it goes to Suazo. Burnt is over there fighting for it. 3 players now. May has a hand on it. Finally, it's Burnt who picks it up. But his pass goes straight to Booker Foster, and now a fast break opportunity for the Ash team. Tough break for Orange. Bounce pass to Paul Jackson. Good one that time. His shot doesn't go. And May with the rebound. Foster got a hand on that one again. I was surprised he didn't get the steal. Here's Andy Burnt. Gets caught up against Khalees that time. Loose ball to the floor.
Yep.
Patton goes down on a heap. And a timeout on the floor. Things are getting very sloppy out there between these two teams in the closing minutes of this one.
When the score is like that, unfortunately, you just lose a little bit of that competitive edge, and little mistakes can work their way into bigger mistakes, and the turnovers and the inability to hang on to the ball seems to plague both